Folks, we have some more Chicago information. Tempers are flaring at the city council, and there's a Tyronne Muhammad sighting. Tyronne Muhammad, remember a few years ago with the Asian the Asian salons, the guy that had carried the bag of bricks.
I'm here to play with these people. I'm just tell you like this. I'm not here to play. Everybody here playing games. I'm not here to play with them. What's up, black man?
Step away from the window.
Y'all can step away from the window. Y'all can come up out of there. So y'all, I'm giving you a warning.
Step away from the window.
Let y'all know this is the second time I've been here with this shop disrespecting black women. This is over with. Last time, you're gonna happen. Y'all step away from this window.
And afterwards, the black women all came back. They still came back.
Disrespect y'all. When black men stand up for y'all by these clowns disrespecting us, we don't get the support we need from y'all. Y'all get away from that. Y'all come
on out. Y'all need to come on out. You've been warned. We're going to shut it down.
Thank you.
All right. No problem.
Move. I told you to move.
That's not right. Information code, please.
You get 911.
I told you to come out.
Come out. Come out.
Back it up. The brother said he wasn't playing. He's not playing. He said he wasn't playing. He is not playing.
And not even a week later, it was
He
full.
knows. You got another one.
Yeah.
Take it in.
I got mine. Stop playing. Y'all play too much. We talk too much. Quit playing. Stop disrespecting black women. I ain't say that.
Don't move. Just put it in your pocket.
I'm not hiding. I'm not gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. Come on up out of there.
Back it up, sister.
Ain't no problem.
Welcome, man.
So this is what happens when somebody stands up. He stood up. He stood up. He told you what it's gonna be. He stood up.
And he came out and he did what he needed to do.
He did what was in his heart to do.
Yes.
He's out. He's done it.
Tyronne. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Tyronne. Coming up out of there. Y'all come up out of there.
Yeah.
Where you sisters taking them? Which station is this?
He went inside and sort of like read them his version of the riot act, and he threw the bricks through the window, shattered the glass, and he stood there and talked, and right on cue, two black female Chicago police officers drove up, no lights, no sirens, and they get out, and they didn't pat him down, didn't do anything, just the two females, and he handed somebody his phone, and black women were out there, thank you, my king, and all this other, good stuff. And he, got in the car and rode off. But then I showed the pictures later that, he has his own little function thing there. And the picture with the police lieutenant and, they basically they know each other, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I know plenty of state, county, and city police officers. Heck, I know the marshal. The marshal was at my office Friday drinking coffee. So yeah, but I'm not an activist though. But anyway, there's a Tyronne Muhammad sighting here. So let's go ahead and get these two short pieces. They're very short. They're 2 minutes and some change each. Let's go ahead and get these rolling and see what the folks got to say.
Aldermen are set to vote on a plan to devote $51 million to migrant housing. It's soliciting a passionate response. Joni Lum is live with some pretty tense moments during the debate. Not too surprising, Joni, given what we've heard.
Yes, and it's still going on. This ordinance of providing funding for asylum seekers has caused emotions to run high. The most vocal responses in a long time in city council. In fact, police had to move in at one point to calm the meeting. People attending the meeting shouted and they heckled the speakers during the public speaking portion.
There he is. That's the brother right there. That's Tyronne Muhammad.
Of the meeting, whether advocating for funding migrant needs or for investment in black and brown communities. One man, Tyronne Muhammad, an ex-offender who is against the measure, police removed him from the meeting. Longtime Chicagoans say it is difficult to watch leaders suddenly come up with $51 million for new immigrants when Chicago neighborhoods remain underserved.
It should not be housed in impoverished and marginalized black and brown communities where we have food shortages and homelessness.
Look, you're free to say whatever you want in my world anyway. I don't stifle anyone's speech, even people that I don't like, you know, the crazies and the far lefters and the far righters. I don't try to stifle them. I don't have to adhere to what you say, but I'm not going to try to stop you from saying it. You always hear they complain and they say black and brown communities, but the brown communities, the communities is here that's brown, they don't want nothing to do with you. They don't advocate for you. They, like they say, and a lot of them will tell you, we advocate for, it's up to you to advocate for you while we advocate for our own, but yet and still, and they'll tell you that to your face. And I have nothing wrong with that. That's actually, I respect their position on that. But you still got the ones, they just got it glued in their mind that they can't say black without tethering it to something else. It is the strangest thing in the world to me.
I don't know if you've actually talked to these refugees who come here, but what they need are homes and jobs, the same that the people who live here need as well. How dare?
Now, I wonder, is Mr. Gringo there? Do you live in this area, or did you come from somewhere else trying to tell black people that they need to be cool with illegal immigrants moving into their hood? See, and that's one thing I do know. We already know what happens when you take them to the gringos' hoods. We've seen it already. What was that, Martha's Vineyard? What, they wasn't even there 48 hours. I don't even think they were there a full 24 hours. They rallied fast and got them moved to some military training facility that was not too far away. I think that the National Guard uses, and they're probably gone from there too. See, that the gringo is good for that. Listen, Negro, let me tell you what's good for you. Oh, and just keep your ass in that booth and push that big blue button. I'll see you in November.
This mayor and city council have the guts to give migrants $51 million. I demand you to have the same passion and urgency to pass the City of Chicago reparations ordinance.
People should be treated with care and compassion. so they can live their lives with dignity and respect. However, when recently arrived families are sleeping on the floors of police stations with nowhere to go, we know that Chicago is not living up to its values.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you, Tyronne Muhammad, he's the founder. That you see the logo on his hat and his shirt, the ECCSC, that stands for ex-cons for community and social change. I have no problem with that, but boy, he did clean up on he made out like a bandit on the what is it, the thing when you donate thing to people online, like when they put up a cause and you can donate. And I ain't mad at him. The grift is real. I ain't mad. But yeah, but that's what the logo stands for on his hat. And if you want to, you can go to his website. He has it, ECCSC.org. He has a website as well.
And now the alderpersons are voicing their opinions before they vote. It started with 17th Ward Alderman David Moore, who said it breaks his heart to see this issue turn into a racial issue, though he is urging his colleagues to vote no on it. And Alderwoman Maria Haddon of the 49th Ward said being angry is not the right thing to do. She is urging the council to vote yes. Right now they are still talking about it. They have not taken a vote just yet. Reporting live at City Hall, I'm Joni Lum. Now back to you.
Now you know where they stand. People of Chicago, you know who's on your team and who ain't.
A lot of pressure from both sides on that one. All right, Joni, thank you.
Officials tonight said Daly College is an ideal location because it's move-in ready and a fraction of the cost of a hotel. But many in the crowd didn't want to hear it.
When do citizens of the United States of America come first?
On the
You don't.
southwest side, city officials getting an earful.
How about this? Give them all these politicians' addresses and put them in their backyards, in their basements, in their houses.
This meeting at Richard J. Daly College comes as the city, starting as early as this weekend,
Oh, no, they ain't gonna do that.
prepares to use this gymnasium until August 1st and 2 auxiliary classrooms on the campus through the end of November to shelter more than 400 migrants.
This is about being human and providing humane spaces for them.
I serve my country. We need to give these immigrants a chance.
But the debate igniting anger about how the city for decades has treated its poor.
We do not take care of our own people. There's no resources taken from our shelter system and the housing within our shelter system, as well as outreach agencies who are providing services on the street.
This gathering comes a day after the city council had a heated meeting.
There he is again. Well, this probably the same meeting. Yeah, because there's that dude. This just a different angle of the same meeting. Remember, that's the cat. Remember the video, the first Chicago, when I was like at the 30-something, I can't remember, 20-some odd minute mark, where I was saying, what is that? That looked like that's the same homeboy. But he is glittered up, but it's a different outfit, but in the same, different colors, but the same fashion, if you know what I mean.
Approved $51 million in emergency migrant funding. That money only expected to last through the end of this month.
You speak very much about the money. It's our money. Every dollar you give is our money.
Last weekend, migrants began moving into Wright College on the northwest side. Officials say that's reduced the number of migrants at police stations from more than 800 last week to fewer than 640 now.
Watch breaking news on YouTube.
There's more and more coming, and they're attracting people from here, coming here, driving here.
Chicago's hotel industry is looking for solutions to help migrants get work.
But at one downtown hotel, neighbors say they've seen nothing but problems.
Tia Ewing went to see for herself.
This is one of the last known locations that migrants were calling home temporarily. The Inn of Chicago right here off of O'Hare and St. Clair. And it's come with a really costly stay, over $60 million in state funding. And as of right now, there's a push to actually get these asylum seekers jobs, and they could be getting employment right here at this hotel. This is the legislation first introduced in February of 2023, proposing that an asylum seeker would be able to work in 30 days. Right now, the legal process is in several months to get employment in the U.S.
Wow. Wow. No social security number, no workers, workers permit. It's a form. It's 3 forms that you got to fill out. The temporary work visas. It's 3 forms that to get the ball rolling. They actually have them they used to have them at the post offices close to the Mexico-Texas border here. And but that was when Rick Perry was the governor. And ever since when he left the governor's office to run for president, the incoming governor was like, yeah, nah, I can't tell y'all what to do because that's a federal post office is a federal building, federal entity, but we ain't providing it anymore. So as far as I know, they went away, as far as I know. Not the people, the forms.
Right now, a lot of them want to work, but they have to wait 6 to 9 months just to get approval to work.
Michael Jacobson is the president and CEO of the Illinois Hotel and Lodging Association. He was recently in D.C. advocating for the bill. It would minimize the burden on employers during a historic labor shortage, including the hotel industry.
We have 1,600 open positions in hotels just in the city of Chicago today, and we have
1,600. Now, of course, I don't know what but I'm quite sure, I'm assuming Illinois has a minimum, what do you call it, a minimum wage? Matter of fact, hold on, let's see what it is. Pause for station identification. Okay. According to Chicago.gov, BACP, the minimum wage for small businesses continues to increase towards $15 per hour in 2023. As of July 1st, 2022, the minimum wage, that don't make no sense. The minimum wage in Chicago is $15.40 per hour for employers with 21 or more workers, and $14.50 per hour for employers with 4 to 20 workers. Okay. So I guess if you have less than 4, it's just whatever y'all agree to, willy-nilly, I guess. I ain't got no problem with that. Because what you call it, like I always say, fair exchange is no robbery. But okay. So this hotel, because what did he say? X amount, 1,600, 1,200 or something like that. So that's more than 21. So they'll get $15.40 per hour. And I'm quite sure they'll take it. And some folks probably will be there. They're taking our jobs. He got 1,600 spots in a place that got, I don't know what the unemployment rate is in Chicago. Wait a minute, let's check that too. Another pause for station identification. Chicago, Illinois unemployment rate is at 3.60% compared to 4.40 last month and 4.80 last year. This is lower than the long-term average of 7.64%. So 3.6 out of however many million people it is that live in Chicago, that's a nice chunk of people. If they sign this thing, he's gonna hire them. I ain't nothing I can say. Like I said, I have no pull in Chicago.
thousands of migrants looking to work.
But neighbors say here at Inn of Chicago, there's a big problem with the work some migrants are already doing.
They're hanging out on the sidewalks. They're hanging out in the alleys. People have been solicited, including myself.
Solicited for what?
Prostitution.
Yes.
We're just going to keep it real.
We reached out to Governor Pritzker's office.
Oh, that work. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
to see how much the hotel stays are costing the state. Governor Pritzker's office says there were over 2,000 migrants sheltering in 12 hotels as of April 25th. 98% of those people moved to independent housing. In January, 90 million.
What do they consider what is independent housing? And if they're not employed and have no source of income, who's funding this move to this quote unquote 98% that's now in independent housing? Things that make you go,
Dollars from the Illinois General Assembly was helping to provide care for the migrants, including many in Chicago. Over $60 million of that was used for hotel shelter services, including staffing and rooms. We did reach back out to the governor's office to get clarification on if all the migrants moved out of the hotels and didn't get an answer. And of Chicago's website says they are temporarily closed until July of 2023. Residents say they hope something changes soon.
So the police can't do anything about it because the lady there was telling me when the police come in, they can't arrest them because they have no documentation.
The state of Illinois has spent over $150 million to assist asylum seekers since August of 2022. Tia Ewing, Fox 32, Chicago.
well, folks, there it is. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but boy, your country sure must suck ass to want to come here and sleep on floors of buildings hoping to finally get your foot in. What does that say about where they came from? I don't know. Well, actually I do, but I know it's only so much I can say here before the 8 each phrase starts coming in from the people up this on the 13th floor. You guys be good, be safe, keep your eye on the bouncing ball, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.